on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
A little over a year ago, we spent over a month in Turkey, and oh my, the food there was out of this world.
And one of our absolute favorite meals was a Turkish breakfast. If you are unfamiliar with the traditional Turkish breakfast, you are in for a treat.
Welcome to the video today, guys. I'm Trevor, this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers, and today we're going to eat.
Can I just point out that it's February as we film this here in Canada, and it's currently 6 or 7 degrees outside. It's so nice, very untypical for February. I think it's supposed to get snowy and much colder later this week, but we're going to enjoy this on our walk to the restaurant. Speaking of the restaurant, it's a place called Smyrna. It just opened not too long ago, and we're so excited because, as we said, we loved having traditional Turkish breakfast in Turkey. We've never seen it outside of Turkey before. We happened to go eat at this restaurant like a week ago, and Trevor just happened to mention that we loved Turkish breakfast so much, and they said, oh, we're actually starting it this weekend, so come along. So here we go.
So it smells so good in here. The minute we walked in, the flavors are just coming right at us. We're starting with a mimosa. Now that's not traditional at all. It's not Turkish traditional, but we are in Canada. And in Canada, when you have brunch or breakfast and Turkish breakfast, we have a drink, mimosa.
So as they continue to bring food out, I'm going to explain to you guys what Turkish breakfast is, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are very unfamiliar with it. It's basically a huge spread of different types of food. So it's like cheeses and meats and spreads and breads and eggs and salads and basically everything you could possibly think of. And the first time I ever read about it, before I'd even seen it, it's kind of set, it made me think, I guess, it's sort of like a buffet at a hotel. And I thought, well, that doesn't, it just sort of sounds like a hotel breakfast. But oh my goodness, it's so much better. It's amazing.
So look at all this food. We have a delicious looking salad. We have some bread, and we're going to use all these dips with the bread, of course. This reminds me of simit.
Simit, yeah. So in Turkey, you're going to see everywhere these. They look like bagels, essentially, that are covered in sesame seeds. They're a very common street food. You find them everywhere. So it looks a lot like that, except a different shape, obviously.
Yogurt and honey?
Yogurt and honey with some walnuts on top. That's a spread, but I'm not quite sure which one that one is.
I think he said there was some molasses in there.
No, that was this one.
Ah, so there's another one hiding.
Tahini and molasses in that one. This one I actually need to go to the menu for. This is called it's a salad called Kisser. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So it's got like a whole bunch of veggies, tomatoes, walnuts, and it's bulgur is the main component of that.
We have a big tray here with cheeses, grapes, strawberries, meats.
And the cheeses are mainly Greek, I believe. So this one's a feta, and this one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's also a Greek cheese. There's some meats on the side, which are pork. Of course, you're not going to find that traditionally in Turkey, but we're in Canada, so it's okay.
We have, what do we think this is? Do we remember?
What is that?
We'll get back to you on
Apricot?
this one. It might be some apricot, actually. Another one here, we got kopanisti, some pita bread.
Apricot, orange, there's honey over here. You guys hungry yet?
So I got some of the yogurt and honey here. Thought I'd try that out first since it is a little sweet. That yogurt is so creamy, and then you got the sweetness from the honey. And this bread, I said before, it reminds me of simit. It's very traditional, kind of like it would look like a pretzel in Turkey, and I think it's the sesame seeds that do it, but this is nice and crunchy. We're in for a treat with all the rest of these dips. I'll try some of this salad here. Well, one of the things when you're in Turkey is the salads with tomatoes, cucumbers are so fresh. And this is on point, I have to say. I don't know what they do to that olive oil. It's really good. There's like a flavor to it.
It's my turn. It's always torture being the second one to try food because I have to sit here and film Trevor while he gets to eat. And I'm super hungry. But this is one of my favorite dips. I haven't tried it yet today, but it's, I think, a Greek dip called kopanisti. It's got feta cheese and roasted red peppers. I sometimes make this at home. It's really easy and so yummy.
We have made this one a few times. It's probably one of our favorite dips.
It's so good. Oh, it's so good. This might be actually one of my favorite foods. As funny as that is to say.
Just the dip on its own?
Just the dip on its own, I could just eat it. I literally could do that. So it's like really, it's pretty salty from the feta cheese. And then if you've never tried this, like the red pepper kind of adds a little flavoring, a little sweetness to it, so it's really nicely balanced. It's chilled. Oh, it's so good. Keeping it simple on this bite. If I get some of that Greek cheese, I think it's it's a hard cheese. Reminds me a lot of like a hard cheddar, but maybe a little bit sharper, a little bit more bitter.
The crazy thing is there's a lot more cheese on there. There's so much food here, you guys.
One thing I don't think we said yet, when you're in Turkey, when you go get Turkish breakfast once, it's not like you're done, you've experienced it, you don't need to do it again. The really great thing about it is if you go to like 5 different restaurants, you're gonna have 5 totally different experiences. They all bring different cheeses, different dips, different things, so it's a very different experience every time you go.
Let's try one of these pies. Now this one is a traditional one. It has some sucuk in there. Sucuk is like a Turkish sausage, a traditional style. And then there's some cheese. You can see it's wrapped in this nice phyllo. Let's try it. Crunchy, messy, but oh so good. The outside of this is just golden crispy and it's a lot of fun to eat. The meat is cut like really thin. You can't really, I don't think you're gonna be able to see that, but it is just packed full of flavor. It punches you right in the mouth. It is so good. The cheese is like a mild, kind of like a white cheese. This is really good. One of my favorites so far, and we're just getting started. I gotta be honest, how are we gonna pick a favorite today?
All right, we have 2 different shaped pastries or pies here. This one is different. I think this is a spanakopita. So it's got some spinach and probably some feta in there. So this one would be vegetarian, and the one that Trevor had obviously is not.
Mine was so crunchy. Oh yeah.
That's so good. Crunchy, savory. I love feta cheese. I like it in anything. It adds that saltiness to it, so it balances out I'm not a huge spinach fan most of the time, but if it's done well in a spanakopita, it's really, really good, and this is definitely exceptional.
So check this out. Some more sucuk came to the table, the sausage, the traditional sausage, and it's a very small little piece, and it's, the flavors on this. Oh my word. I've never had anything like that before. Oh, whatever's in that is just, like I said, packed full of flavor, so much punch. It is just a delight to eat. I can't get over it. Check this one out. We got some molasses and tahini. Now for some reason, I just never think I like molasses at all. And it's always a tough one to describe. It's a very interesting flavor. Super creamy, super rich. And there's a nuttiness to that as well. But it's nice and sweet. The 2 flavors go together really well. I have to say, it always surprises me how much I do like molasses.
If you happen to be watching this from Turkey and are saying to yourselves, I can't believe that they're drinking mimosas and not drinking Turkish tea, well, here it is. I don't normally put sugar in my tea, but today, why not?
Yeah, now everybody in Turkey drinks this. It is
You see
a staple
everywhere. Like you'll be walking down the street and there will be people just delivering tea in these cute little cups to people just at shops and things. They're just walking around with.
And that's not even just in Istanbul. That was in the south of Turkey. It's everywhere we've been. We couldn't get over it.
I don't think I've tried this salad yet, so it's time for this one. This was the one that was called something like Kesser, or something like that. Sorry for my mispronunciation. So this one's with bulgur. There's some parsley in there, some walnuts, I think some other
cucumber.
herbs, and maybe
yeah,
it
seems to me the most complex. There was a lot of ingredients.
And it looks a lot like what I would think of like couscous as, like I guess, is that Lebanese? Something like that. Very fresh tasting. It's served cold, like most stuff on the table. But really the flavors that just come through are the parsley for sure. It just has a very like summery, fresh feel to it, or fresh taste to it.
So what do you think this guy is?
Look at that. So we actually did just find out what this is. This is a sour cherry spread. Oh, wow, look at that. And all the spreads on the table are from Turkey. How more traditional or authentic can you get than that? That is supremely delicious. If you like cherries, you're gonna love that. Just straight up cherry flavor. It doesn't taste too sweet. I don't assume that there's tons of sugar added. There probably is. But,
is there any sourness? I think it's like sour cherries.
There is a little bit of sourness to it.
Wow. All right, I thought I'd try some of this. It's like a fig, kind of like a jam spread. Now figs are something that we don't eat a whole lot, to be completely honest. When I think of figs, I just think of the Mediterranean, honestly. In Canada, I don't think they grow over here, but I just think of fig Newtons here. It's kind of funny, but try it out. It's good. It's like a little bit crunchy. There's a nutty flavor as well, and it's very smooth. It's very creamy. Very, very good. I can just picture myself on a beach in the Mediterranean now in the south of Turkey with some of that jam.
So are you still hungry?
I thought that was it. I did not think there was any more food coming, and then we get eggs. Well, they're not just eggs, it's called menemen. Very traditional in Turkey as well, but there's a lot of food here.
Yes, so this is actually something we ate a lot in Turkey, not just when we were having like
Yeah.
a full traditional breakfast. So there is tomatoes, peppers, onions, I think, eggs, and probably just some spices. And I think that's generally what goes into it. It's, I think, really easy to make, and it's funny we've talked about making it a million times and we never have.
I would say this is easily one of the best egg dishes I've ever had in my life. It's so good. It just looks like scrambled eggs, sort of on the outside, but
Is it hot?
oh yeah, very hot, very spicy. In a way, well, I should say it's full of spices. It's not spicy, but just the consistency and the texture of it is so good. It's the tomatoes. Like, yeah, it's something we don't here in Canada. You don't think of tomatoes and eggs. It's like a natural combo.
The tomato really comes through, and like Trevor said, there's some spices in there, but it's not spicy, but it's just really, really, really full of flavor. It is one of my favorite egg dishes.
Yeah, it's fun to eat because there's like almost a new surprise in every bite. There's like a big lob of cheese here that is...
Right, there's cheese. I didn't say that. There's also cheese in this.
Such a good dish. Can't get over this one.
If you can believe it, there is another dish on this table now. This I don't remember what it's called, but it's another egg dish. These are sunny side up eggs, and then it's mixed in with some of that sucuk, the Turkish sausage.
Now, this Turkish sausage looks more traditional. Like when we were in Turkey,
it looked like a lot like this.
It looked a lot like this.
Yeah. I want to dip it in some of that yolk there. Wow, that sausage is so good. So much flavor in it. It's not spicy, but I don't know what is in it. It's just super delicious. I don't even know how to describe it. And then mixing in with that egg yolk. If I hadn't eaten anything already, I would totally devour this whole thing. But I'm probably only gonna have a couple of bites at this point.
And how interesting though that it's sunny side up eggs. I don't cook eggs like that very often.
I know, but it's the perfect way to get it really, really yolky.
Can you guys see that I'm almost sweating from eating all this food? I'm sure my heart rate's up. I should actually check, but we did our best. This is a ton of food, but that's what it's all about when you have a Turkish breakfast. It's just the experience and all of the delicious flavors. That was so good. Delicious.
Amazing. So amazing. I really can't get over that. We can now get this in Halifax. It's so exciting. It's one of those meals I never ever thought we'd get outside of Turkey.
If you guys are wondering if we ate all that, we did our best, but we do got some leftovers.
Just a little bit.
That's the fun of it though. There's so much food. It's all so delicious. If you get a chance and you're in Halifax, whether it's sooner or later in the future, make sure to check this place out.
Yeah, and as we said before, we did actually go with family about a week ago for dinner, and that is also delicious and has some dishes we've never really seen in Halifax again too. It's a really unique, interesting, most
good.
Turkish flavors we've had.
Now, guys, if you got this far in the video, make sure to click on the thumbs up button, leave us a comment, hit the share button, make sure you hit subscribe. It's Trevor, Anna, Delightful Travelers. If you haven't watched the last video, we gave you, well, not if you haven't watched yet, we didn't give you, but a tour of our condo.
Yeah, and in next week's video, we're pretty sure we're going to be doing a little getaway outside of the city, although it's supposed to snow right before we go, so we'll see.
Yeah, we might have to report back to you on that one, but if it all works out, it's going to be a pretty good video. I think this place is pretty special.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Halifax, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.